everyone. Welcome to another live trading room here with the trading pit and Lachlan. There we go. Here's Lachlan. He's back. We had Cody last time. Now we have Lachlan back with us. Lachlan did mention that we have a very interesting session today. Why is that?
The reason it's interesting is because this is the first time we've ever had a TTP session with the US economy closed, literally US government closed.
Like shut down. So
Like
that
shut
is
down.
going to be
Shut down.
very, very interesting. Really quickly from my side, because I know that most of Samurai Day Trading audience, you guys really like futures, right? And I don't know if you saw on the Trading Pits website, but if you get a futures challenge during October, you will not have to pay an activation fee when you pass the challenge, even if it's after October.
Ooh.
So it's a fun promotion.
That's cool.
Check it out. But I'm just
Very
saying,
good.
it's really fun. I see some futures in your future. So, Lachlan, you like my joke?
Oh
Good.
dear. Oh dear. I
Good.
do.
I'm gonna let
Right, we're
you
good.
do your presentation, do the whole thing. I'm not gonna take more of your time, so you can get started
Perfect.
and pay attention,
Awesome.
guys and girls.
Very good. So what I do want to know, guys and girls, if I can, I just want to double check that you can see the slides. Yes, you can. That looks as if it's working perfectly. Now, with all of that said, I'm going to, young Alan, before I push the wrong button here, sorry, I'm going to have to call you
Okay.
back. The Zoom webinar is saying, would you like to start the webinar?
Oh, wait.
So
Wait.
I know one technology is good to go.
There we go. Yes, the
There
technology
we-
here is good to go. You are right.
All right,
Listen, I'm
good.
blonde.
So that
Okay.
I used to be, and then I got a bit old, but that's a separate topic altogether.
Yeah.
So can I, guys and girls, welcome. As for those that are in the Zoom, can I just double check your chat function is operational? I do believe it is. G'day, Cole. Perfect. We're good to go. So, guys and girls, we are in for a busy day. And guys, Arlen is on cue for about 15 minutes or so to turn off the camera, so we can focus solely on the charts and nothing but the charts. So that will certainly keep us out of mischief. There's no doubt. So, guys, welcome 2025 live trading room session. Guys, as we said, so we've got no sound. Oh, no sound. That would be in the Zoom. There's no sound. Let me just turn a microphone on. So the Zoomers have now got sound. All right. So just double check. Okay, you're good now. All right, good. We're still getting ready with technology, guys. So hi, guys. I hope you're amazing. Right, we're gonna have to get into it, guys. We're gonna be busy today. The reason being, this is our first TTP session ever, guys. First TTP session ever with a US government shutdown in place, which is a very, very interesting thing to go through. What does it ultimately mean for us, guys? Again, the S&P 500 found the shutdown to be a very, very positive thing. So the Nasdaq's at record highs, S&P's at record highs, gold is moving up, guys. The European markets are at all-time highs. I actually think today we're going to be picking up some really nice sells. As the 4-hour charts are suggesting that we're going to get some really nice sells. So therefore, we're going to have to roll through this as quickly as we can get into the charts. And guys, as I was saying, young Arlen is on call to turn the camera off, guys, when we get to the charts, just so we can focus solely on the charts. So ultimately, guys, welcome. My name is Lockie. I'm the lead trader at Samurai Day Trading out of Singapore. We've just celebrated, guys, our 1-year anniversary, guys, of Samurai. Guys, we've also got another little celebration going on, guys. That is, we've just crossed over 1,500, guys, subscribers on YouTube, guys, and we've just crossed over 200,000 views. So all of that's occurred in the last couple of days, which I do believe is very exciting. Now, guys, that being said, Diane, the slides should be up in the vMix. The slides should be up in the vMix. They're not up in Zoom. Now, Arlen might be correcting me on this one. I think they might be on Zoom as well. As I'm still getting my head around the technology. Either way, I'll keep rolling, guys. And we'll see what we come up with. So guys, that being said, we use a live trading room ultimately for the 4 points there. Ultimately, guys, the most important for me is point number 1 and point number 4. It's all about ultimately immediate proof of performance. It's also about the AMA format. So if you've got a question, guys, you can ask it when the trades are actually forming. And I do believe that's a really, really good context for questions. Now, with all that said, guys, again, what are we going to focus on today? We're going to focus on the development of a great psychology. Now, again, psychology, guys, is all about strategy performance. Be a lot of people out there in the world saying that you've got to get your psychology right before you can use a strategy. Guys, that being said, Ralph, how are you? Hope you're fantastic. Guys, I believe it's the other way around. So what we're going to do today is we're going to target a strategy that actually works in real time. What we're then going to do is we're going to build knowledge and expertise and profit actually using that strategy, which is very, very, very important. What we're then going to do, guys, is we're going to develop discipline and profit. So ultimately, we're just going to follow a cycle over and over and over again. Guys, this is the reason we actually run a live trading room. This is the reason we ultimately do what we do. Guys, it's all about finding a strategy that actually works. So find a strategy that actually works. We build knowledge and expertise around that. The profit then slowly comes. As a result of that, guys and girls, we develop discipline and off we go. That's ultimately what we are going to be doing today. Now, guys, having said that, I've been doing this for a long time. I find the live trading room is probably one of the best ways, to ultimately get people educated and get them profitable. We did have quite a good day yesterday, guys. Had an even better day before. So again, we're aiming to be the best we can every single day, and that's what the strategy is designed to achieve. Now, guys, on the compliance front, there's 4 things that I need to mention very, very quickly. Firstly, we are trading futures and CFDs today. Now, they do involve 2 risks, guys, the risk of making money and also losing money. As because we are trading futures and CFDs, we trade on margin, which means we do borrow a little bit of money every time we take a trade. Guys, what does that ultimately mean? We have got higher risk, but we've also got higher potential reward. Now, a lot of people out there will bang on about the risk and so on and so forth. Guys, there's risk in ultimately every trade that we take. So we are therefore professional risk controllers. We don't take silly trades. We don't just jump into the market. We use a very, very calculated strategy. Ultimately, we are just professional risk controllers. And if we're really good at that, Steve, how are you? If we're really good at that, guys and girls, then the profit naturally comes as a good byproduct of the process. Now, everything we do today is general information only. Past performance of all financial products, guys, can no longer be used as an indication of future performance, even though yesterday was really good. Yesterday was really good. Guys, now saying that, every day I put a video highlight, guys, of the NASDAQ trades in particular. I put that out on YouTube. So if you do want to follow those, they're only 60-second videos, guys, very, very easy to do. Now, guys, market risk factors, we do have to mention today that because we're trading over the internet, guys, I will get in and out of the market as best I see fit. I'll try and instruct you to do the same based on the 101 day trading course we use at Samurai. Suffice to say, guys, we'll do our best to get everyone in and out of the market at the same time. But because we're trading over the internet, there is a variable out there that we cannot control. Now, guys, very brief history if I can. I do come from a military background, guys. I discovered futures trading on the 1st of August 2007. Started my first trading school on the 1st of August 2009. Guys, primarily I did that because there were no decent trading schools in Australia. Everybody was focused on Forex. Nobody was focused on futures trading. Guys, there's a very, very big difference between futures and Forex. So if you do want to know the difference between futures and Forex, there are books available for you to download, guys, within the actual website, Samurai Day Trading website, that will explain that will all to you. I don't have time to jump on the Forex soapbox today. So suffice to say, guys, we're not Forex traders. Now, with all that said, guys, today we're going to focus on Delta V1, V2. Guys, the V3 indicators coming out for everybody in December. That could be really, really good fun. Guys, ultimately, I've developed all of the strategies used at Samurai, and guys, that stands us in really good stead. Now, for those that like Instagram, guys, we're Samurai Day Trading. Those that like YouTube, we're Samurai Day Trading. Those that like Facebook, we're now Samurai Day Trading. That page is up and running and ready to rock and roll. Guys, and if I go through anything today, guys, if there's anything you need today, like I'd like to download the book on Forex trading, or I'd like to, please email, guys, please. I know email's so old-fashioned, guys. I know it's old-fashioned, but please email info@samuraidaytrading.com, guys, and they'll be able to get that information to you very, very easily. Now, guys, as I've been saying for a little while, the advanced course, guys, is booked out. The advanced course to physically attend in Bali is completely booked out. We now have a waiting list for the course. You can attend the course online from anywhere in the world if you want to, guys. We can take you up until the 30th of October, which was a long time away, guys. That was a long time away 3 months ago. And guess what? It's not a long time away anymore. So, guys, I'm going to be focused on these things over there on the left-hand side, particularly the ones highlighted with red. Guys, we are going to follow the mantra from 2007, guys, which is let the market do the heavy lifting. G'day, Beck. How are you? Hope you're fantastic. Guys, and ultimately, oh, now in saying that, guys, for all of the people coming on Platinum, guys, please be advised you have your Platinum Preparation Webinar 3 tonight. All right, so don't forget that. We're ready to rock and roll. Guys, when we get into the charts, they're going to be laid out as they are in front of you there. Guys, so let's get into the charts, and I'll call on Arlen. Guys, I'll call on Arlen to turn off the camera. We'll see how that. We'll see. Oh, I think the camera's been turned off. Look at that. That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, again, guys, the reason we're going to be turning the camera off is solely, I really want to focus on these charts, guys. They're really, really quite important. Okay, hugely important. So let's start, guys, bottom left-hand corner. Let's start with the S&P 500. All right, so a couple of notes. We'll just make sure they expand out quite nicely. All right, so a couple of notes guys, on the S&P 500. Okay, MJ, we can work on that. Okay, Diane, we'll have to work on the blurriness. Okay, we'll have to work on the blurriness. Right, so let me take you through it, guys, as best as I can. All right, if we go short on the S&P 500, so if we go short, there's a really, really powerful 4-hour short, guys, at 6764. Okay, 6764. Guys, that's one we've got to be really, really careful of. So the short at 6764. Now, that being said, guys, we've got Asian high to the top. The Asian high today, guys, is the all-time high. So that's the highest the S&P 500 and NASDAQ have been. Please be advised for the American traders, both S&P and NASDAQ, it is highly likely you've got 60-minute swing trigger longs that may be failing. So, guys, as we come into the chart, what we've got to look for, is either a 4-hour pattern that is succeeding or failing, or a 60-minute chart pattern that is either succeeding or failing. I believe today, guys, the overall momentum of the market is very, very strong to the high side. As we said, we're at record highs. Yesterday, when we left the live trading room, guys, we were looking for the 15-minute chart trades and the 30-minute chart trades. As the moment the live trading room session finished yesterday, those 15 and 30-minute chart trades we spoke about triggered on all markets, and they basically flew to the high side. All right, so if anybody needs a hand, guys, with identifying the 15-minute, 30-minute chart sort of pressure points in the market, very, very easy to do. What we've got to look out for today, guys and girls, is the 4-hour charts and the 60-minute charts. They're the ones that we've really got to keep a very close eye on. Now, NASDAQ, guys, NASDAQ is very, very popular. All right, so let me just roll through this one here. So at this stage, my comment for the top of the NASDAQ, momentum is clearly in favor of the buyers. So for those of you looking for sells, guys, we're going to be looking for dual market agreement. So we're going to be looking for agreement on the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 simultaneously. Now, that being said, 25072, 25072, yeah, I agree with you, right? So, guys, we've just pushed into 25072 on the NASDAQ. Okay, so I tell you what I see, guys and girls. I tell you what I see. I see a really, really awesome price point of 25072. The reason being, guys, is it's the 90% Fibonacci retracement, but it corresponds to this little static bar reversal all the way over here when the Asian high was actually created. So that being said, guys, if we do go short today, particularly if we trigger 4-hour moves and 60-minute moves, guys, we're going to try and hold on to these trades as long as we possibly can. Now, the deal is we will be falling, guys, at the beck and call of Europe. If Europe does decide to tumble, it looks like it's getting ready to tumble. Guys, it'll be very, very much like wait for the efficient candle to close on both S&P 500 and NASDAQ. Guys, wait for the retrace, wait for the rejection. We're going to enter outside the range of the candle, and we're going to run it to the downside. Now, speaking of that, guys, a couple of key points that I do want to highlight for the NASDAQ traders. Guys, down the bottom here, you've got an absolutely amazing 4-hour short, okay, at a price point of 25037. So if we do fall, guys, and we get below the 50 fib of the day, then we're basically at a tumble point, guys, which could be really good fun. Guys, if we do get all the way down to 974, All right, so just to qualify or quantify that for everybody, guys, that's 24974. If we get all the way down to 24974, it's a really, really strong 4-hour short, and we could literally fall for around about 12 hours, okay, which could actually be really, really quite good fun. All right, now we only needed to fall normally, guys, for around about 5 to 7 minutes. But today, if they do start falling, it could be very impressive. I'd suggest they're waiting for guidance. Guys, they're waiting for guidance from the Europeans as to what they want to do. So again, guys, the global momentum is with the buyers. However, if we pick up dual or complementary sell signals, guys, then we will be picking up a nice little sell down. Okay, now a Fibonacci, guys, let me go full screen on the Nasdaq for you again. A Fibonacci to keep an eye on, guys, for those that like trading the opening of Europe. I'm going to draw my Fibonacci down, guys, to catch them on the way back up. Okay, the 90% fib Steve is talking about is right there at 25072. So if we were to push up, guys, above that Fibonacci, you might be able to pick up a short underneath the 88.6 Fibonacci. Yeah, Giz, yeah. We're aware of that. We know the screen is blurry, so I'll read them out to you, mate, as required. So I'll read them out as required. So the deal is, guys, again, if we do get the buying coming in really, really early and that fails, particularly if we see that on Europe, we're looking for a really, really lovely short. As again, we're looking to short it all the way down to the 50 fib of the day. If these guys really get a wriggle on, guys, we're going to short it all the way down to Asian low. If they break the Asian low, we're into 4-hour shorts, and it's going to effectively go a long way. Now, for the Europeans, guys, we'll do the FESX. All right, the big boys and girls. So first things first, guys, the first thing that stands out for me is we've got to look at the 4-hour chart today, guys. The 4-hour chart is looking ominous for the European traders, which is really good fun. So we'll go and look at that now. 60-minute ABC reversal short, Steve, thank you. I'll look at that. All right, so our 4-hour chart here is what we're hunting at this point in time. Can everybody see this little red candle here? So mathematically, guys, absolutely stunning, short. In fact, what I will do, guys, let me just strip that away for a moment. Apologies for the advertisement for a Leopard 48 catamaran hiding behind there. Guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my indicators. All right, so let me do that on the run. I'm going to add an indicator to my chart called a signal hunter. Guys, and I'm also going to add the efficiency, and I'm going to add strength. All right, because again, I want to show you, guys. I can see the signal forming because I've been doing this for a little while, guys. But some of you might not be able to see the signal, particularly if you're brand new to what we do. All right, so I've added the signal hunter. Guys, basically what that's gone and done is it's gone and done a ridiculous amount of mathematics. Can everybody see SBR written above that 4-hour chart? Effectively, what it means is if Europe falls down and closes its gap, guys, if it goes any lower than this, it's going to trigger what we refer to as an SBR, or static bar reversal short, on the 4-hour chart. As when these guys get a wriggle on the 4-hour chart, they normally go to the 4-hour 100% extension. Right, the 4-hour 100% extension today, guys, is all the way down here. Okay, so I'm going to try and draw the box on the actual Fibonacci. That doesn't want to play the game. So, guys, your 4-hour fib is here. All right, that's where they're likely to go to. Okay, so these guys do believe, hence the reason I want to draw everybody's attention to the 4-hour chart. They believe they're in 4-hour longs. Guys, if it fails, they're in 4-hour shorts. Now, what we're going to watch out for very carefully, guys, if the European markets come down, they try and trigger the static bar reversal short, but they can't trigger and hold. It's going to become a swing trigger long, guys. So what we're going to have to do today is keep a very, very close eye on the 4-hour charts, guys, and also the 60-minute charts. All right, that pink Fibonacci is the all-time high. We don't need that on our chart at this point in time, guys. That's just going to confuse. So what we'll do is we'll get rid of the big monthly fib. We'll get rid of that pink fib, and we'll just clean the chart up a little bit so it's nice and clear. I see a stunning 60-minute short. So if we do sell down, guys, it's going to be very, very impressive. All right, other things to think about. All right, so we're watching for lower lows for swing triggers, guys, on the 60-minute chart, the 15-minute chart, and ultimately the 4-hour chart. Again, volume as we come in was 45,000. Now it's 48,000. It's rising quickly. Guys, I don't need to remind anybody today is the first time that we've ever run a TTP session when the US government is officially in shutdown. So again, if that's interpreted as a bad thing or somebody says something silly, guys, these markets are likely to get very upset, which is always good fun. Now, for the European-based traders, guys, before we step to the FESX, two very key levels. You've got 5622 as a 4-hour short, 5623 as a 60-minute short. What does that mean, guys? If these guys get a wriggle on to the downside in the European markets, guys, they're going to drag everybody with them. Okay, they're going to drag everybody with them. So I'm going to start fattening out these candles. It's 4.5 minutes or so to the gun goes. So again, we'll do the FDAX. Normally we get to this one last because this is normally the first cab off the rank. Okay, so for the stair steppers, guys, for the guys and girls that love stair step, okay, we're going to get your extension on. Now these guys did go up, guys, and then they came down. Now that's going to give us they went up and then down. That's going to give us a very ugly Fibonacci. But I'll tell you what's not ugly. Guess what? They've failed at the Fibonacci. So fancy that. For the FDAX traders, guys, we're going to keep a very, very close eye, guys, on the 4-hour and 60-minute charts. Let me show you why we're keeping an eye on them. So we go to the 4-hour chart. Okay, so I'll blow this up for you, make it nice and fat. As we have, like we did on the FESX, we have a stunning, absolutely stunning 4-hour short with a -3 rating. So if these guys tumble, guys, particularly if the FESX tumbles, we literally at demolition mode. Guys, now we don't know what direction the market's going to run yet. So like we do every day, we're going to have to wait for Europe to show us its colors, and then we're going to seek to take advantage of those. Now, 60-minute chart, guys, I'll expand this out for you as well. The bias is very, very heavily, guys, very heavily in favor of buying all of these markets. So what does it mean, guys? If we get a short range sell or if we get a sell signal, we're looking for dual market agreement. What we're also looking for, guys, we're going to use long range targets, but very, very tight risk control. Okay, so long range targets, so big, big, big sell targets. But guys, we're going to be very, very quick to cut our risk off. I'll guide you on that. If we do pick up longs, the longs are going to take around 3 times longer than the shorts. The shorts will be panic selling, the longs won't be. So if we pick up complementary buying signals, guys, on 2 markets simultaneously, we'll then look to try and sit on those as long as we can. And obviously everything we do is going to be determined by the volatility of the market, okay, which is the indicator in the top left-hand corner of the screen. Now, as I break down, wow, Fibonacci extension failure is so obvious. Can everybody see, guys, here on the 30-minute chart? Everybody see on the 30-minute chart? You guys have got right here a 133 fib extension failure perfectly from the 4-hour chart. So if we were to buy up, guys, on European Open and fail, guys, there are stunning shorts setting up. If we do sell down below this level here, guys, which is 24368, these guys are going to tumble. So 24368, okay, the pre-bottom. I think these guys are looking pretty crazy, right? So we're going to put a comment here, tumble point. Put tumble point on there. What I might do, guys, I'm going to grab some microphones in the actual. I'll grab some microphones in the Zoom meeting. So if anybody sees anything, as you can give me a little bit of a hand. Let me just look for. Let's see if I've got Young. I've got Damsey here. Damsey, how are you, mate? Hope you're absolutely magic. I don't have Cody just yet, guys, but Cody might be logged in through the other technology. All right, now with all that said, guys, I'll stretch out the chat function here. We've got around a minute until the gun goes. Guys, I am suggesting at this point in time, guys, if we do buy back up, guys, don't forget for the 5-minute chart traders, you've got this incredible 133 4-hour Fibonacci extension there. It's also the 161.8. So if we do buy back up and fail, guys, some of you who love the 133 fib are looking to short underneath the 133 fib. Just make sure, guys, that the color of the candle has changed to an extreme volume before we look to short the market, all right? So please do follow that 4-point algorithm, guys, that being look for the color change in the candle, look for the failure point, look for the step, and ultimately we want that to occur after the first 60 seconds. If it occurs in the first 60 seconds, guys, it's normally a very volatile day. There's no doubt about that. And if you don't trade the opening candle, guys, in around about 6 seconds, then please don't do anything. Just wait 5 minutes, and then we'll do our best to guide you in and out of the market as best as we possibly can. Okay, don't forget the tumble point down the bottom there, guys, on FDAX. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't tumble immediately. And of course, the NASDAQ is basically going to wreck my Fibonacci almost straight away. So while we're waiting for these guys to sort themselves out, what is Europe doing? Okay, so the FESX loves to touch the 50 fib of the day inside the cash market. Guys, they've already ticked that box, so that will not be a guide as to the direction of the market today. All right, so typically that's a really, really good tip as to the guide of direction. We're not going to get that tip. Buyers own the stair step at this point in time. So at this stage for the conventional FTAX traders, we're looking for selling-based reversals. We're looking for the buyers to show themselves inside the opening candle before we look to take a trade. For those that love pre-market static bar reversals, guys, if we get well above that climactic -3 rated candle there and fail, we're looking for a short. At this stage, guys, we need to get well above the price point, and the short's at 411. Guys, the short will be at 411. Just let them come and show. Guys, we've got color change on the candle now, so we're looking at extreme volume, which is wonderful. Timing is perfect. Let's just see what these guys have got. I see FESX is pushing up, guys, to its all-time high in pre-top. Okay, now let's see how they deal with that, because they may not deal with that very well. At this stage, I'm going to have to switch my fibs, guys, on the NASDAQ. So my Fibonacci was literally down to catch them on the way up. It's going to have to be the other way around. We may be switching our fibs a number of times today, because if they don't break the high point, right, then we may be looking for reversals again. All right, now at this stage, guys, FDAX is rolling through. So we'll just let it roll through. Now, again, as for the buyers, so just watch the FESX is pushing its all-time high. So that's the highest the FESX has ever been. Right? If you trade the opening NASDAQ candle, the black diamond delta, guys, the first of the black diamond deltas is valid. Just be aware it is in the middle of the MDI, so it's not in a perfect position at this stage. Lorna, I hope you're fantastic. Giz, nice work. Now, with the FDAX, guys, the static bar reversal I spoke about with an entry point of 411, guys, so that's a short at 411, is now on the agenda for those that trade static bar reversals. Now, guys, we've just gone and tagged the 133. So those that trade off the 133, guys, your entry is at 425. Your first target is at 420, second target 415. So if you waited for all the color changes, everything to occur, guys, they tag that 133 fib. As I'm happy for you to go short. If you have gone short at 425, it's already gone through its target. If you haven't gone short already, guys, you need to wait for it to push an even higher high before you go short again. And so just watch these guys very carefully. All right, that 133 fib extension short, guys, you can put a sell order on now at 425 if you trade the opening candle. Some of you may be looking for a pre-top reversal. Guys, if you are looking for pre-top, you're going to have to wait for these buyers to push up through the pre-top and fail. If you are going short at 425, guys, on FDAX, you have been engaged. Guys, you are in the last 90 seconds on FDAX. If you have gone short at 425, guys, your first target and risk control point is 420. Clearly, if you went the first time, it traveled 11 or 12 points very, very quickly. So that means that everybody that took the trade has gone through a partial profit. For those that don't trade the opening candle on FDAX, guys, we're now effectively waiting for the 133 fib reversal, guys, or a pre-top reversal. We need the higher high. Anyone short under the 133, you're in a reasonable place at this point in time. Just keep a very, very close eye on the FESX. Hey, presto, has just run into a 4-hour 200% Fibonacci. Fancy that. Okay. Now, as again, I'm going to have to switch my NASDAQ fibs back around the other way. Anyone short on FDAX, well done at 425. Guys, your first target 420, you're through target. Second target 415, you're through target. Try and hold that one, guys, for a 25-pointer for those that go for long-range targets, please. If you are short at 425, guys, you've smashed your risk control, first target, second target, and potentially third target on FDAX. All right, so if you are short, 133 fib extension failure complemented by this static bar reversal. All right, so well done, Rog. Nice work, mate. Great trade. Now, for those that are looking for a climactic reversal, guys, on FDAX, buyers own the candle. You're looking for a sell. As if the buyers push up on this candle here, you can look to take the static bar reversal short. Again, your entry is at 411. As you need the buyers to push up on this candle, fail badly, and then you're looking for a short at 411 with a 5-point target and risk control point. Okay, now Fibonacci is going to have to be switched again on the NASDAQ. Okay, so let me just switch these fibs around, guys, because the NASDAQ will be a little bit problematic, guys. It'll be a little bit problematic until Europe decides what it's doing, okay, which is normally the first 15 or so minutes. So FDAX is pushing up quite nicely, guys. If you want extra kind of proof, you can run a Fibonacci over this climactic candle. It may get back above the 133, guys. So if we do get well above the 133 extension, you might be looking for a repeat trade. So let these guys come through. Okay, at this stage, guys, if you're being super pedantic on FDAX, wait for a higher high. Then you're looking for a pre-top reversal. We've just got to keep an eye on the FESX because it could be trying to tickle the all-time high again. Okay, anybody short under the 133 extension, guys, if you are going to go short there, you need complementary Fibonacci failure. Okay, Fibonacci looks like that. So you guys are, at this stage, watch this very, very closely. Look at this. We could be about to blow all of my Fibonacci's, which is okay. Okay, let's just watch. Oh, that Fibonacci. Okay, FDAX traders who are short at 425. Again, guys, if you're short at 425, your climactic reversal trade. First target 420, second target 415, please. Now that's already gone through the 5-point target and risk control point. It's about to hit its 10-point target. So I want you to try and hold that climactic reversal through your 10-point target. As you're on your 15-point target, I want you to try and hold for 25 points, please. All right, so if you're short on the FDAX, please try and hold for up to 25 points. Those are 1,000 Aussie dollars. But understanding you've got absolutely no risk on your trade, you've already gone through your risk control point. Okay, so well done. As if you are short, double failure reversal off the 133 extension with the black arrow on it. Nikki, 5, 10, and 20 off the DAX. Wow, Nikki, that is an awesome trade. That's a massive trade. Well done. Please try, FDAX traders, please try and hold for 25 points. All right, so you're going basically down to 24,400. You're on 25 points now. So please just sit there. You're going to get your 25-point target done. Guys, you're literally on your 25, boom, you're through your 25 points. So anyone short on FDAX, climactic reversal off the opening candle with Fibonacci support, bang, you're straight through. Now, I need to catch up with the NASDAQers. The only trade we've got on the NASDAQ, guys, it's for the more experienced traders, would be a climactic reversal underneath that 88.6 Fibonacci. That's the only thing I've got. That FDAX experienced traders try and hold this, guys, down to the tumble point. If we tumble through the tumble point, you're going to hold that trade for around 15 minutes, guys, another 15 minutes or so if you're short on the FDAX. So I challenge the FDAX traders, please try and go for a massive second target, right? Massive second target, please. Now, NASDAQ is very, very confused at this point in time. Right, very, very confused. S&P 500 traders, those with experience, you may have picked up these two static bar reversals over here on the left-hand side. Okay, you may have picked those up. Okay, for the NASI, I've got no clear signal for the beginner traders yet. Right, so I've got no clear signal. And Keto and I were talking about trading, guys, again today, and we were talking about the fact that when we pick up reversals, we want to be as far away from the MDI as possible, guys, because we don't want to get stuck, guys, on the wrong side of the MDI. Okay. Now, let's just get some clear guidance. 1 point under the SBR, correct? Yes, Suzanne. So guys, question from Suzanne in the background, 1 point under the SBR, short. So if you did take this little SBR, guys, that's got the little circle on it, if you've taken that trade there, guys, you're short at 1-1. your first target is 0.6, and you've already gone through that target on the candles. So you've already gone well beyond that target. Okay, so at this stage, new trades, we're beyond that Fibonacci now, guys, on NASI. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this tighter fib. So I'm going to get rid of this tighter fib, just so we got really clear guidance on what they're doing. Now, we must have dual market agreement, guys, today. And at this stage, I've got nothing on the S&P unless we get some really nice buyers pushing in. As if we get really nice buyers pushing in, we're looking to pick up that static bar reversal short. FTX traders, if the buyers push in and get thumped, you've got a static bar reversal short. So again, your entry point's at 1.1 and your target is 0.6. So if you're trading that static bar reversal, guys, it means you've gone short at 1.1. You're already at 0.7. All you need them to do is push through to 0.6. And you would have picked up potentially a third entry off the same static bar reversal. Okay, MJ, thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's just watch what these guys are doing. So FDAX, I'm going to fatten out your candles a bit, guys, just to give us a bit of sort of transparency on what we're doing. So some of you have picked up a short. So some of you picked up a short, guys, on the FDAX off the original 133 extension. Well done. Some of you then picked up the climactic reversal off the same level using a Fibonacci retracement. Well done. Either way, guys, they've all gone to target. I do believe this static bar reversal is going to drop again. Right, so again, if you are short at 1.1, we're looking to get to a target of 0.6. You've only gone to 0.7. Now you've touched 0.6. Now you're through 0.6. So, Suzanne, to answer your question, as anybody that's short underneath that static bar reversal at 1.1, you've just gone through your 5-point target and first risk control point, please. Now, those 5-point trades on FDAX, guys, are $125 per trade, per contract. So for those of you, you may already be sitting at least 5 to 10, maybe 15, 20 points. Obviously, Nikki had a lovely trade on those 76ers. All right, so well done. Now, at this stage, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the OSR trade now for the European-based traders. At this stage, we've got 2 minutes and 35 until the OSR is set. For the American-based traders, this is the highest the NASDAQ has ever been in the history of the NASDAQ. What does it mean, guys? Again, it's going to be technical trading on the NASDAQ today, guys, technical trading. Anybody that grabbed the Black Diamond Delta as we came through the MDI, guys, if that is your trade, it corresponds to a static bar reversal. If you have gone long, then that's obviously gone very, very well. If you're not long already, guys, we've got to wait for matching, efficient, strong candles on both American markets before we look to take a trade. All right. Now, again, that could be a little bit frustrating, guys, for the American traders at the start of the session. But we will normally get a wriggle on once these guys have sort of set their OSR, sort of 15 minutes in. For the S&P 500, guys, we've just gone high enough to pick up the static bar reversal on the left-hand side. And so your entry point on that, if that's in your trading plan, as your entry point is 69.5, so 69.50, your first target is 68.50 because your volatility is low. All right, so what we're doing on the S&P 500, now, again, for the experienced traders, guys, you're basically looking for a short. I'll put a box on. So you've picked up this static bar reversal over here on the left-hand side. Your first target, guys, or risk control point on the S&P is only 4 ticks or only $50 a contract. Now, what we're looking for is ultimately both American markets to fail simultaneously. The failure on the S&P is more important than the failure on the NASDAQ. So the S&P might decide to go by itself. We'll just keep an eye on that. If we are going to turn here, so if we do turn typically in the first 15 minutes, these guys are likely to try and hunt down the Asian low, which is a long way from where we currently are. Right, now FDAX at this stage, your next trade. So FDAX next trade, you've had a pretty good start. It's a pretty good start already. I'm looking for a higher high. Guys, I'm looking for a higher high. I am looking for an OSR trade. Scotty, well done. Now, again, for the OSR trade, guys, I want the buyers to push up on the next candle, ideally create a higher high or fail at a known area, basically giving us an identical signal to what we've already got. So what would be absolutely amazing, FDAX, is if you decide to give us a higher high. That would be incredible. Guys, that would be incredible. Now, flip side is it doesn't have to give us a higher high. They can do whatever they want to do. Let's just have a look. In a perfect world, guys, we're going to get a higher high. We haven't got that higher high yet. This could be the push towards the OSR. Guys, this is the push towards the OSR. If there's too much selling pressure, guys, if there's too much selling pressure, they could literally faint out and then just flop. Now, if you want to take advantage of the flop, guys, there's a V2 delta short on the FDAX at 412. All right, there is a V2 delta short at 412. Now, that being said, guys, if you're going to go short at 412, your first target is 407. Okay, your first target's 407. Now, we are pushing through the 50 fib of the micro trend. So there will be a little bit of resistance. Looking at the sellers, they're 5 times more powerful on this candle than they were on the previous candle. So if you are short on the delta, guys, your target is 07. Your target's 07. You're currently trading at 08. There's one more little seller push. Sellers are very powerful. Now you're on 08. Come on. One more push to the 07, please. Come on. No, don't you start mucking around, please. All right, sellers have got the FDAX at this stage, guys. So if you are short on the delta, if you didn't get the OSR trade a little bit higher, if you are short on the delta, guys, I'm pretty confident you're on 07 now. So you've tagged your first target. Now that could probably be an ATM, guys. If you use a touch 5 pay 2, yeah, look at that. So straight off the 07 level. So if you are short on the delta, guys, if you are short on the delta at 1.2, your target's 0.7. It's gone and touched the target. I'd suggest it didn't pay, and it's probably triggered your risk control. Guys, oh, dearie me. Oh, wow, oh, wow, oh, wow. Now, those are the fans of second-tier reversals. Guys, we're currently in a second-tier reversal on the FDAX. Guys, that's why it's proving to be so simple to trade. Guys, so massive well done, guys. Anyone that is short on the FDAX on any of those trades, you've gone perfectly. Now, for the S&P 500 traders, you guys are short. You're through your first target. You're now starting to think about controlling your risk. NASDAQ, you don't have a matching trade, so I can't send you guys short just yet. Okay? Geez, you got a 5 and 15 on the FDAX. That's a massive trade, mate. That's a massive trade. So well done. That's almost as big as Nikki's trade. That's fantastic. Oh no, it's my pleasure. I'm focused very heavily today on calling trades for you guys. I haven't yet pulled the trigger on a trade. There's nothing wrong with what's going on, guys, but because I'm pretty heavily focused on what you guys are doing and I'm already at my weekly KPI, I'm going to be very, 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 very focused on making sure you guys get a large number of winning trades. So anyone short on FDAX, guys, you've got at least 3 or 4 winning trades there. Okay, at least. Yeah, stick to that. You'll wear the diamonds, mate. I do like that. That's fantastic. I do like that. So anyone short on the FDAX, guys, you've gone very, very well. So you've got your, I don't need to go through them all, but you've got a perfect complement of signals there. Some of you may have looked to take the static bar reversal with the yellow circle on it again. Guys, if you've taken that again at 411, it's obviously gone well beyond its first and second targets. All right, so big well done. S&P traders, you've basically gone through your first target only. Guys, you've gone through your first target only. Now you've started to reduce your risk on your longer range targets. Note the S&P reversal really close to the trend indicator. Guys, so if I was short on S&P, I'd have the bulk of my contracts at my first target, then lighter contracts a little bit further on. Oh dear. Gold chains and diamonds. Absolutely brilliant. Very good. All right, so FDAX traders, you have had an absolute blinder so far. You guys have had a blinder. So well done. I'll just put 3 circles, 4 circles on there. We've spoken about every one of those trades. Every single one of them has gone exactly where we're expecting them to go, guys, and some big targets already out of the FDAX today. So again, a big well done. Guys, a big well done to the FTX traders, particularly for the fans of Fibonacci. Guys, that is a second tier reversal for those that are coming. Remy, nice work. For those coming on platinum, guys, you're going to spend at least a day on double tier reversals. The reason being is that they produce these massive targets. Guys, look at this. All right, now down the bottom there, guys, on FTX. Right down the bottom there, the V2, the red diamond delta short is valid if you do need another trade, guys. If you do need another trade, it is valid. You must let the buyers retrace as they're currently doing. You need the buyers to retrace and get absolutely annihilated. Right? We can get rid of that Fibonacci. We've used it already, as we might need that Fibonacci back a little bit later on. So FTX traders, you've got the Delta V2. It's a short at 375. Just be aware, just below us is a tumble point. The buyers must retrace and get slammed, guys, because the risk on the trade is over our risk profile unless we get the push, retrace, reject that we're looking for at the moment. Okay, S&P traders, you've gone through your 4-tick target. You've now gone through your 8-tick target. Now, you guys are looking to try and push that down for around about 12. What I would be doing at this stage for the S&P traders is I would be ensuring that I've got money out of the market at 4 ticks, money out of the market at 8 ticks, and I would be looking to try and move down to a longer range target. And if so, guys, I'd put that down. I'd basically put my longer range target down at the 50 fib of the day, right down here, and I would be looking to try and move this down, and I'd have no risk on my original entry, please. Right, so no risk on my original trade. Sellers are just starting to get hammered, guys, on the FTX, so perfectly in the first 90 seconds. The short on FTX is valid, guys, if you're happy to trade a delta outside the range of what I would suggest is a 6 rated sell candle. All right, that is a ridiculously strong candle. So Nazi, I don't have permission to send you guys short yet. S&P, again, magic trade, guys, set up earlier on. Absolutely magic trade. I don't have the freedom to send you guys short yet on the NASDAQ. FTX got a really nice retrace. Guys, got a really nice retrace. Again, nice little rejection. Got nowhere near picking up the delta at 375. Right, nowhere near that, which is perfect. That's exactly why we wait for these guys to tell us what to do. S&P, guys, if you are short, you through your 4-tick target, through your 8-tick target, you've got no risk on your long-range targets now, please. So no risk on the long-range targets on S&P. If they're not going to reverse through the middle of the MDI, guys, if they're not going to get through that, guys, they are going to turn around and come back up again. So please have no risk. FTX, absolute poetry in motion today for the FTX traders. S&P, you're off to a reasonable start. NASDAQ, unless the NASDAQ traders were happy with the delta. So Remy did get the delta. The reason you would look for the delta is they push down on the opening candle. That becomes a -2 rated static bar reversal long. And that little buying delta there, guys, is right on the edge of that static bar reversal. Now, the pro is it's a really, really early signal in the session. The con is it's in the middle of the MDI. Okay, so we've just got to be a little bit aware of guys, a little bit aware of its position. But for the material, so the experienced traders, guys, you've gone long. It's obviously gone very, very well. Okay, now the sellers are starting to get angry. Anyone short on S&P, guys? Anyone short on S&P? My challenge for you, please, is to try and hold to a minimum of the 50 of the day. All right, so anyone short on S&P, you're now moving through your targets. Bex, beautiful trade. You have got climactic 15-minute candle in complement. You have got you've got nothing on the 30-minute chart other than you've come back and picked up this older SBR. It'll be the 60-minute chart that you guys are playing on. Have a look. Yeah, you've got a 60-minute chart SBR, guys, -4 rated SBR. So if we can, guys, if we're kissed by the trading angel, we're going to get a bigger move on the S&P 500 if we're kissed by the angel. But anyone who is short, guys, my advice with the volatility today, which is defined for you here, guys, the target, so the volatility says 4-tick target, 8-tick target, then whatever you can get your hands on. All right, so if you are short on S&P, it's clearly going where it's meant to. FDAX, again, huge well done, guys. Again, we've got a safety catch in place on the FDAX with these big candles. So again, we put our safety catch in place, which is the push, retrace, reject. We never got it, never filled the delta. That means the institutions are not ready to sell, guys, at the price of 24375, right? They're not ready to sell yet. What does that mean, guys? Sellers stole the stair step. Right, sellers stole the stair step. Right now, the buyers are going to come back in and try and restamp. We are going to get, potentially, guys, we are going to get a second tier reversal on the FESX. Biggest market in the world at this point in time, the biggest, bar none. Guys, if you need that quantified, have a look at the volume. What, S&P 500, 1,481, FESX, 3,800. Right, so this is the big kahuna at this point in time. If these guys push up, guys, if I have to go and put my Fibonacci's back on. If they push back up, guys, and we start looking like we're picking up failures for the FDAX traders, this is going to be a third tier reversal reinforced by a second tier reversal down the bottom. So we could be getting ready to have a real solid wriggle on to the downside. S&P, you guys are still short. I've got no signal to send you long. FDAX traders, the sellers own the stair step, so I don't want to send you short again until the buyers try and steal the step and that campaign fails very badly. I would love the FDAX, guys. I would love the DAX to come up here and tickle the 133 off the green. Guys, there's a 133 hiding there. That would be an incredible spot. So I've got no, what on Lee? I hope you're doing, happy birthday, Remy. Oh, dear. Remy, I think there's probably 200 people watching today across YouTube and LinkedIn and all this other stuff. So, guys, can I get a global happy birthday for Remy? He's an absolute legend. Oh, Remy, cat's out of the bag, mate. 50 years old today. Well done. That's very. Lee's dropped you in that one. There's no question. Happy birthday, Remy. I hope you're amazing, mate. Now, with all of that said, guys, we're letting the market come to us, please. We're letting the market come to us. So, Remy, this will be your first birthday when the US government is shut down. That's a milestone, mate. Yeah, that's a milestone. FDAX, guys, I really want these guys to tick all these extensions. I'm going to have to go and put the original extension back on again. Okay, now our original extension did this, but it was from here. That was our original extension. We're looking for that 133. We'll just let them do what they do. All right, so higher, guys, on FESX. I have got the only triple cluster in the world that actually matters, guys. I have that on the FESX. These markets are about to tumble, guys, about to tumble. So we'll just let the FDAX get set, FESX get set. S&P traders, you're still short with zero risk on your trade with your stop sitting, guys, at yesterday's high. Well done. NASDAQ, I've got nothing I can safely put you into yet. So if the NASDAQ traders are getting a little bit annoyed, we've been here 30 minutes. The only trade we've got that fits the algorithm, if you are a Delta trader, is that V2 Delta long, which has obviously gone around about 80 ticks to the high side. All right, that's the only one we've got so far. Apart from that, guys, we're waiting for super clear trade on the NASDAQ. Okay, because they're normally a little bit negatively affected by their all-time high. FDAX, clearly, you guys have got the bulk of the signal so far. Now let's see what the FESX does with its reversal here, because again, the FESX will hold the majority of the weight. Will hold the majority of the weight for the FDAX traders. Yeah, Remy, the Samurai family is growing globally. There's no question about that. Nice. We've got a virtual annual conference coming up. Nice. So for those of you who would like to come and join us, we've got guest speakers talking about trading psychology, guest speakers talking about lots of money. Geez, nice trade. Nice. We've got a whole lot of stuff coming on. It is a virtual annual conference, nice, so you don't have to fly in for it. It's on Saturday, the 6th of December. Right? So anybody that's interested in coming along, it will be fully recorded. Guys, there's lucky door prizes. There's all this kind of cool stuff going on. And in a perfect world, no pressure, but the 2026 101 course, guys, the upgrade is going to be released. The 2026 101 course upgrade will be released by 6th of December. No pressure on that one. But it will, as a day trading course, guys, it's probably, again, the best I've ever done, and it's going to blow the lid off the whole thing called day trading. Well, it's going to be really good fun. FDAX traders, if the buyers do push up here and fail, the Delta V2 short at 393 is valid. So sorry, a little bit late, maybe 3 seconds late telling you about that. That V2 Delta short there at 393 is valid. Now, that being said, you would have waited then for the buyers to push up above yesterday's high, then just simply put your short order underneath. Samurai members site for the 6th of December. Andy, it's about to be populated. Guys, it's about to be populated. So again, guys, so just planning order, first Saturday in December. Guys, Saturday, 6th of December, virtual online conference, 3 to 3.5 hours, guest speakers, lucky door prizes, lots of awards, guys, lots of certificates being posted out to everybody that knows what they're doing. Lots of congratulations, guys. It's been huge this year, guys. It's been huge, and we've got people getting funded, guys, all over the place. I'm getting emails from people going, "Hey, got funded. Hey, how cool is this?" Guys, and we've got some people funded, guys. Some people funded, guys. At the moment, they're on 12 accounts, and they're about to get funded on a further 4. So they're funded on 16 accounts. It's quite amazing, actually. But anyway, that's all right. I'm just tinkering along, guys. I'm tinkering along. I'm doing okay. But shout out, guys. Shout out to you guys. I mean, I do my best to call the signals for you every day, but you've got to push the button. You've got to agree with what I'm talking about. Well done, Giz, another winner. Because you've got to agree with what I'm doing. You've got to understand what I'm doing, guys. Hence that 101 course, the 2026 101. And then 2026, guys, are going to make it the best trading year that you guys have ever had. Okay. Well, geez, there's a great partnership, guys, because it's one thing to read the market. It's another thing to read the market and take signals. All right. So the key point is I'll do my best to guide you into as many winning trades as possible. Guys, you just push the button when you're confident that you know what I'm doing, because then you'll be confident enough to stay with the trade. Understanding the average trade on FDAX is 3 to 7 minutes. The average trade on NASDAQ is 12 to 15. So the NASDAQ does move slower in this time slot, guys, than the FDAX. And that's simply because the NASDAQ is waking up, whereas the FDAX is literally just had an espresso and it's killing it. So that's why the FDAX is easier to trade in this time slot. Obviously, that switches a little bit later on. All right, so we're just waiting for signals at this stage. S&P 500 traders, your 4 tick targets out, 8 tick targets out. I would now lock in a little bit of profit, because it looks like we're not going to move beyond your 12 tick target to the 16s and 18s and 20s. It also says to me, guys, the US is not ready to reverse properly and trigger these 4-hour shorts. All right, so they're not ready to trigger those 4-hour shorts. Guys, that means that as we move towards the turn of the hour, if we start seeing buyers coming in with big, strong, efficient candles, guys, we're going to pick up a buy signal. Guys, if we pick up the buy signal, guys, we need that buy signal on both US markets simultaneously, and we can't have anything in the way, particularly on the S&P 500, right? Particularly on that. Now, for the DAX traders, your volume is good. Okay, we already spoke about the delta. All right, so the delta price point, guys, the delta entry point is 393. Now, if you are tinkering with that delta, all right, your entry is 393. Your first target, guys, your first target is 87. You've just spiked down to 85. So anybody short on the delta, guys, at 393, your first target is 387. You've gone through your target. Your second target is 82. You've just gone through the target. I think they're getting ready to have an absolute meltdown. Oh, well done, MJ. Plus 50. Oh, well done, well done. All right, so Nazi traders, S&P traders, you've locked in maybe 1 or 2 ticks worth of profit, so you can't lose money even on your long range targets. These markets, you note that these guys are turning, guys, because the S&P and Europe is turning. Guys, if you're an aggressive trader, the red diamond delta on NASDAQ, guys, is valid. Guys, it is valid if you are an aggressive trader. Guys, and what I mean by aggressive is we're literally right in the middle of the trend indicator. With the Europe turning aggressively, I think they're going to drag NASDAQ with them. Guys, now, again, based on your volatility of 42, guys, based on volatility of 42, okay, if you're short, guys, if you're short on the delta, guys, if you're short on the delta, you're looking for a 20 tick target, please. All right, so I'm going to bring the box on. All right, if you're short on the delta, guys, if you trade aggressively, you're looking for a 20 tick target. Okay, now at this point in time, they've impulsed down around 18 ticks. Okay, impulsed down around about 18 ticks. So what does that mean? They've triggered ATMs. They've triggered ATMs. They haven't been busy enough to actually get a wriggle on yet. Okay, let me just see where we are Fibonacci-wise. Yeah, the delta's fine Fibonacci-wise, guys. The deal is the middle of the MDI. Right, the middle of the MDI is the issue. So again, if you're short, guys, there's nothing wrong with being short on the delta if you trade aggressively, okay? Because we're looking at a 20 tick target, your ATM would be touch 16, pay 10. Right, so touch 16, pay 10, or touch 16, pay 8, or something along those lines. Guys, you're basically trying to say to them, I'll go for a 20 tick target, but the moment you've gone 80% of the way to that 20 tick target, I'm not going to have any risk on the trade, guys, in case we get a bit of a flash sell, which is what we've just had. Now, again, guys, if you are, so again, that one there, guys, the delta there with an entry of 68.50 has gone exactly 18 ticks towards a 20 tick target. So if you've got an ATM loaded, that's gone well. If you don't have an ATM loaded, it hasn't gone well. So please do make sure you've got an ATM, guys. Ideally, the 80% rule. So in that case there, you're looking either for a 10 tick target or a 20 tick target, but you must control your risk. All right, you must control your risk. As per the standard ATM. All right, now, S&P, everybody's controlled their risk, please, so you can't lose any money on your long-range targets. You're already out with 4s and 8s. It's gone through 12s. It's not going to go much further. As Europe has just tried to melt down. So Europe has just tried to melt down. Guys, sorry, it did produce a long off the pre-market box. Guys, I've missed that by moving my chart around. Again, if you trade off the pre-market box, guys, these guys have cruised down. Normally, we would wait for a lower low before we take that trade. Right? Normally, we wait for a lower low. FDAX, we're now going to wait for these guys to do one of two things. All right? We're now going to wait for them to close back inside the lower OSR or close outside the lower OSR. 27 points on the FDAX, Shelton. That's a huge result, mate. Well done. FESX, we have a disagreement between the FESX and the FDAX, guys. So FESX is going to win that. Okay, right, here we go. If we get an efficient candle closing on the NASDAQ, right, this is the highest the NASDAQ has ever been. They've just made the literally the highest they've ever been. If we get a red diamond delta short on the NASDAQ, right, so that will be a selling signal. It'll be a red diamond signal. If we do get that, guys, then that will be a valid trade even for the junior traders. Please make sure you've got an ATM on that one. Guys, something like touch 8, pay something. So the moment the market sniffs in your favor, you've reduced your risk. Okay, the moment that occurs. FDAX, I'm thinking you're about to get caught here, so please don't go long on FDAX back into 3 pivots, guys, 3 pivots. I've got no red diamond delta short yet. Nice, so no delta short yet. Remy, well done. You've gone off, I think you've gone off Fibonacci for that one, 11 times 4. It's a great trade. S&P, we're back, guys. We're back into literally the buyers have come high enough to take out our trailing stop for the long range targets, but we're already profitable, so that doesn't matter. All right, now, if you did take that trade, guys, for 4s, 8s, and 12s, then obviously you've been picked up 4, 8, and 12. If you went for 4s and 8s and whatever you can get your hands on, then you've got 4s and 8s, and again a trailing stop, which is positive. So well done. That S&P 500 trade, guys, was 100% mathematically derived. All right, everybody can see this -2 rated static bar reversal over here on the left-hand side. Guys, that is 100% mathematics. All right, so they're basically telling us, if you come back to this point, sell at exactly this point again, and these are your targets, these are your stops, this is your risk control. Guys, even that, this is your time in trade. I said the market, we said the market always does the heavy lifting. In that case there, they've done everything that it's required to do, which is really exciting. Right, so NASDAQ, very, very efficient candle. Guys, we can't go long, guys, not allowed to go long because the S&P 500 does not agree with the trade. S&P 500 traders, you're looking for the buyers to push up, re-steal the stair step. All right, re-steal the stair step means get up to here. Then we're looking to pick up the same static bar reversal short again. As if we get a red diamond delta short, as a red diamond delta short on this one here, as it's a valid trade, you've just got to be very, very aware that this candle, as because it's got a lower low and a higher high, has created its own micro trend. And the 50 fib of the micro trend, that 50 fib right there, guys, is an absolute no-go zone if we're going to sell the market. Thanks, MJ. Yeah, perfect. So, guys, everyone coming to Platinum, just to be very aware, everybody coming to Platinum in Bali or everybody coming to the virtual Platinum that's going to be online, guys, I need to speak to every one of you in the next sort of 10 or so days. As for those who are not aware, I build the Platinum program around the people that are physically attending the program. So I've spoken to 3 of the traders today. I know exactly what they want to get out of the program. I know their exact income goals. I know exactly what they want to achieve. Guys, so just be reminded, guys, if you are coming, we've got another webinar tonight. I will be phoning you to have a powwow. And guys, if you're sitting on the fence and you want to come to the virtual program, I will need to talk to you to find out what your income goals are, so I can match your strategy and your targets and your ATM to your income goal. Guys, this is all mathematics. Guys, it might be a whole lot of green and red, but at the end of the day, it's all about mathematics, guys. And again, it gets really simple when we just focus on maths. It gets really simple. So Daxi traders, you've picked up a tier 2 reversal, guys, today. So again, exactly the same as yesterday, same as the day before, and that's produced a beautiful result for those that are slightly more advanced in the game. I say massive well done to everyone. That's been really good fun. It's been really good fun. Now, Nazi, guys, I don't have a trade for you because we don't have S&P 500 agreement, so I do apologize. Not that it's my fault. I'm not going to throw you into a shit trade, guys, just for the sake of calling a trade. That's just not what we do. Anna, it's again some of the Nasdaq traders are also taking the S&P 500 trade. They're basically saying, you know what, Lockie, I'll trade anything that's American. I'll just wait for them to give us the best signal, and then I'll just, it's either S&P or Nasdaq. Okay, either one of them. FDAX traders tend to be kind of a bit of a breed of their own because it's a different data feed. That's the only reason that they tend to stick to DAX, because it's a separate data feed. Okay, so as we are coming up to 45 minutes into the session, again, if the S&P 500 was to give us a really lovely buying candle, as that closes over the red pivot through here, if we close over the red pivot with quite a strong little candle there, then and only then we will be able to join the buyers, guys, on the NASDAQ to the high side. At this stage, and I know I sound like a broken record for the Nazi traders, we don't have permission to trade the NASDAQ yet. For the beginner traders, for the advanced traders, effectively you're just hopping on and off the black diamond deltas if you're trading the market up, and we're looking for red diamond to trade them back down again. All right, now both of those deltas have already gone through their targets. I said, please don't put an order on now. It is the last 90 seconds. We're about to roll into the last 15 minutes, and we don't have permission to trade the NASDAQ from the S&P 500. All right, so lots and lots and lots of structure today, guys, because the market's a bit banshee, but we're going okay. All right, we're going okay. Now, for the DAX traders, guys, again, you may be about to pick up a 4-point turning bar long, which you might be able to pick up a 4-point turning bar long. At this stage, the sellers own the stair step, so buying base reversals only. We cannot take a 4-point turning bar long, guys, if they close on the 50% of the OSR, which is the black line I just put the arrow on. Right? So if we close above that and we stay above that and we get a seller retrace to Fibonacci and rejection, then we are looking for a signal. As volatility is pretty good at this point in time, so 34s, but we're starting to get to the point, guys, the FTX traders are very profitable today. You're starting to get very, very picky about the trades you take. And your OSR condition is not met for the FTX, guys, so finger off the trigger, please. Finger off the trigger. All right, here we go. Here we go. Of course, the NASDAQ is going to reverse straight back into its trend indicator. Of course you are. Dearie me. All right, let me have a sip of water. Guys, we're in the last 15 minutes. No trades on FTX, no new trades anywhere. Guys, if there's any questions at all, now is a really good time to ask that question. If you have any questions at all. I'm thinking the 15-minute MJ, light your profit for the day. This sounds great, mate. Sounds fantastic. Let's have a look. So as we roll in, guys, as we roll into the last 15 minutes, we look to the larger charts for guidance, particularly as with the NASDAQ. Okay. All right, now just let these FDAXs go, guys. We can't go long on the FDAX, please. 15s, 30s. What are you guys up to? You are... Let me just move that off the screen. Buyers are very, very healthy, guys, on the 30-minute chart.
Climactic volume on NQ.
Okay, I've just got a climactic volume warning on the 60-minute NASDAQ chart. So I would suggest for the NASDAQ traders, guys, I would suggest if we were to fast forward the best part of 13 minutes now, and that's what we see, guys, we're going to be picking up longs. If they close underneath this level here of 25076, we're looking for shorts. 25076 is a 4-hour high. Fancy that. So I'd suggest, guys, at this stage, this retrace by the buyers, guys, and the rejection looks like we're going to go short on the NASDAQ. There's no question about that. The flip side of that, guys, I think if we close the 60-minute candles below my black line, we're looking for really lovely shorts. If we close above, guys, we're looking for slow burning longs. I would suggest that's what they're going to do. NASDAQ is looking very short. NASDAQ looks very short. I think it's going to try and drag the NASDAQ with it. Guys, I note at this stage on the current NASDAQ candle, guys, there's no buying deltas, there's no selling deltas, right? So just interpret at this point, it means that the instos are no longer entering the market, right? The instos were like literally the Macquarie banks of the world. They're entering over here, they're entering there, they're entering here, they're entering here, they're entering here. They're no longer entering. All right, so now they're sitting on the fence waiting to see what the 60-minute chart traders do. Daniel, the SBR. So if the little SBR indicator sits above the indicator, so if the SBR indicator sits above the candle, it means we're selling below the candle. Now this one here, this is basically saying it's effectively a ratio-based SBR. The buyers own the candle, so we're looking for a short. All right, now, again, sometimes the stair-stepping, this one here. So sometimes the stair-stepping goes, well, I don't know what these guys are doing. So all we do is we basically say, that is a drop of ratio. That's a drop of ratio. Who owns the stair-step? Buyers own the stair-step. So we're looking to sell underneath that candle. Okay, we're literally looking to sell underneath that candle and run it down. So sometimes, mate, the label might appear on the wrong side. I can go and have a look at why that's occurring, but either way, it's all about the stair step. It's all about the stair step. At the moment, the buyers own the step, so we're looking at shorts. Over here, the buyers own the step, so we're looking for shorts. Yeah, it's very, very close to the MDI. Guys, we know about this. So very, very close to the MDI. What does that mean? The market basically has no direction yet. So the NASDAQ traders will immediately look for the S&P 500 direction. At this stage on the 60-minute chart, the S&P 500 is definitely not going up. In fact, if anything, these guys are getting ready to sell. Okay, so again, we'll watch for the turn of the hour trade. Guys, that'll be in around about 10 minutes and 11 seconds from now. What we must see, guys, if you're going to pick up a super high probability reversal, we must see a higher high broken inside the new hour before the sellers come in inside the new hour. Right, so it's all about what occurs inside the new hour. And that'll be the 30-minute chart traders and the 60-minute chart traders positioning into the market. At this stage, as the S&P 500, if we get a 15-minute chart or 30-minute chart close, it'll be the 60-minute chart close as well. If we were to get a close over yesterday's high, so let me move that. If we get a close over yesterday's high, then we know they're going to buy into the new hour. If we get stuck underneath that, they then push up, fail badly, and come back down. We're looking for exactly the same short we got on the S&P 500 already. These guys don't look buying centric. Right? It's an interesting point. Our rules say we cannot buy the FDAX under any circumstances. Now, it's an interesting conundrum because if we can't buy the S&P 500, if we can't buy the FDAX, there's a whole lot of people that are agreeing with us. Can't buy the FDAX because of the 50% of the OSR. Okay. So that being said, you see the market's response that is now coming into the fact that no one that knows what they're doing can buy the market. So if no one that knows what they're doing can buy the market, look what the professional traders are actually doing. They're selling the market because no one can buy it. All right, so again, we'll just see what they do on the turn of the hour. If we do get a 4-point turning bar, guys, on NASDAQ and S&P simultaneously, if we did get a 4-point turning bar, that would be awesome. Why is that would be awesome? Because that basically seals the fate for the American traders. It'll be nothing but down at that stage. It'll be nothing but down. And for FDAX, guys, at this stage, the sellers own the step, so we're looking for buying-based reversals. If the FESX gives us a 4-point turning bar short, then everyone's going to go short. Now, it might be this candle, guys, it might be the next candle. These guys close their gap? Have a quick look. No, they haven't. 100%, mate. 100%. Jizz, you're spot on the mark. It's 1, 2. It's a second tier reversal. If we get a higher high, it'll be a third tier. At this stage, the European market has not closed its gap. Right? We haven't closed our gap. So what does that ultimately mean? Is that these guys, many traders would argue that we've got a technical close here on the FDAX. We certainly don't have that on the FESX. If the FESX was to decide to turn, guys, we're cruising down. We're cruising down to these two levels here. You've got a 60-minute short, that'll trigger panic. Then you've got a 4-hour short, that'll trigger even bigger panic. So if we do sell down, it's going to be very impressive. As at this point in time, we don't know whether they're doing that yet. We've got about 7 minutes until they decide what they're up to. So guys, any other questions at all? Guys, any other questions at all about anything that we're doing? I'd suggest the best lesson for the NASDAQ traders today, guys, if you're going for a 20-tick target, a touch 16, pay something ATM. So that's the 80% rule. Touch 16, you can use a little bit tighter than that. Touch 12, pay 4 or something along those lines. That being said, guys, tight risk control, try and let the profit run. If it doesn't want to, it doesn't matter, is normally a really, really great way to pull these guys apart. And FDAX, you've had nothing but winning trades today. There's everything there has worked perfectly. So you guys are running at 100% strike rate again, but we're coming into the turn of the hour. So these guys could get a little bit tricky. It could get a little bit tricky. And the really cool lesson for the FTX traders today, guys, the 133 fib reversal has worked 3 times. So we know that magic number. We know that magic number, the 133. A lot of the big FTX traders around the world must be using it because the market wouldn't be reversing off that number every day, just day after day after day. It wouldn't be reversing off that number if it didn't actually work. So the beauty of futures versus Forex is, for example, is once a futures level is known, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because everybody gets their data from the same spot. It's called the Euros exchange. All right. Now, well, as we're cruising through, we've got effectively, what have we got? 5 minutes. This is the candle where people make mistakes, guys. So please don't jump in. I'm just going to double check the news. There is news coming through. As there is news coming through, it's not important, but you can see the market. The sellers have definitely got control of the market at this stage. So let's see. Okay. So the US Fed chair, obviously, guys, the US government shutdown comments globally is that's highly likely to attract more interest rate cuts, which means a deflation of the US dollar against other currencies around the world. Spain's unemployment is falling. Japan's consumer confidence is rising. That's probably because we're about to get a brand new prime minister in Japan. And at this stage, he's looking really good. He's very young. How old's the guy? 44. He's 44, 45 years old. Looks like he's going to win. He's winning by a landslide at this point in time. I think he'll be the youngest prime minister in a very long time. Italian monthly unemployment, guys, is coming out any second. That really won't move the market. There's no doubt about that. Guys, if you are going to be trading the US pre-market tonight, just watch that the US unemployment claims. The US unemployment claims is going to be released tonight. Interesting that they've put a hold on the release of the news announcement because they're talking about 100,000 public servants being retrenched because of the shutdown. So that's going to have quite an effect on unemployment claims, but those unemployment claims won't come in for 2 weeks. All right, so at this stage, so if you're trading a bit later on tonight, guys, US pre-market, just watch that unemployment claims. You'll see it come into the market because the market will be twitching all over the place. All right, so just watch out for that. Now at this stage, so let's have a look. FESX first, so 2 minutes and 38 seconds. At this stage, let's just have a quick look. So I want to sellers own the stair step. Sellers own the stair step on both European markets, so we've got good agreement there. Sellers own the stair step on the S&P 500. Buyers own it on the Nasdaq. All right. So if the Nasdaq traders are trying to work out why these guys are slowing right down, may I suggest it's because you've got stair stepping on the Nasdaq disagrees with the S&P 500. Literally disagrees with the S&P. Right now, Europe, you guys agree with each other. So ideally, guys, for the Europeans, if anybody does need another trade, I know many of you are probably well over your daily KPI. That's well over your daily KPI. If we do need another trade, guys, it could the Europeans could wait up to 15 minutes to generate the trade. So we are looking for the buyers to steal the stair step. Guys, we're looking for that 133 Fibonacci extension failure or something similar. I don't mind if these buyers push up. Guys, fail just above the 70, just above the evil twins here, and then set up a reversal short. We're going to have to wait for them to come to us, guys, particularly if you are well over your daily goal already. Guys, we're just going to have to wait for them to come to us. Yeah, Kevin, 100% on the money, mate. 100% on the money. So a lot of the news announcements that were scheduled, like, okay, the unemployment stats and this and that and this and that, If there is no one at work to generate the stats simply won't be reported. Guys, now what does that mean for us? Guys, that means we're basically in no news Monday mode, okay, which means we're technically trading off, primarily we're technically trading off Fibonacci's and pivots. So that's really important, guys. If they shut down for 2 weeks or maybe even 4 weeks, we are 100% technical traders. So we default immediately to pivots and Fibonacci. And for those people that don't have the right pivot file, your pivots are going to be in the wrong spot, right? So please make sure you've got the correct pivot algorithm, as otherwise the mainstay of everything you're doing, the mainstay is going to be incorrect, right? Which is not a good place to be. All right, so we'll just let, guys, at this stage for the NASDAQ, we need the buyers to show inside the new hour, fail at Fibonacci, turn around and generate a really lovely reversal. That might be aided by the S&P 500, guys. It could get well above. It would be really lovely, guys, on the S&P 500. If they got well above yesterday's high and failed very badly, we might be looking at this SPR again, right? So it could be the same entry. FDAX, absolutely perfect, guys. Buyers have literally just pinched the stair step. Right, so we need a little bit of volume to come through, guys. We're at 80s at the moment. So we're going to let these guys roll through. Go a little bit higher, please. What I'm looking for, guys, I'm looking for the buyers to push through. It would be incredible for the FDAX traders if they touch the 88.6 and get slammed, because we know that the robots are responding to the Fibonacci. Okay, so let them rock and roll. So at this stage, guys, turn of the hour, we're watching very, very closely as to what everybody does. FDAX, you've stolen the stair step very early. You've got an 88.6 touch, guys, which means for the FDAX traders who trade the turn of the hour, your order can sit short at 418. Guys, you can sit short at 418. So you're deliberately well outside of the market, letting the sellers come back down and prove how strong they are. As there's no Fibonacci in the way of that order. Guys, some of you might be looking for the buyers to push beyond, like the buyers push beyond the 90% up to around about here, so you can pick up an 88.6 fib. As we're back into the 133 fib extension reversal from these two circles over here. We do want the buyers to move well beyond that level, guys, before you short under the 88.6. All right, so we're back into that 133. This is where we picked up the shorts from before. Even one more little buying push here on FDAX. Here it comes. All right, so we want the buying push. Guys, now we're putting our order short underneath the 88.6. All right, so underneath the 88.6 is 427. All right, so I'll just move that little line down to 427. Or there will be some of you saying, Lockie, I'm going to wait for the pre-top and the 133 green extension up here. So Nazi, just let them go, guys. Just let them go. We don't have, right, we got extreme volume on the S&P. FDAX traders, please don't just put a sell order under the pre-top, guys, because you could literally be catching a rocket here. So just let them roll through. At this stage, the only order I'd have on the FDAX, guys, is a short at 427, so well outside the market on purpose. Okay, that's the highest the NASDAQ has ever been. So at this stage, you guys on the NASDAQ are looking for potential climactic reversals. Guys, they're now coming on all markets simultaneously. That has gone high enough, guys, to short underneath the 133. The way I would do that, guys, is I would sit my order underneath the upper OSR at 435 on FDAX. All right, so you'd be underneath the OSR at 435. Any tighter, guys, it's a little bit aggressive. And watch the last 90 seconds, please. All right, I'm trying to be as clear as I can be, guys, as clear as I can be. Okay, that Fibonacci can go. This is why we're being very careful on the NASDAQ today. FDAX, watch your time, please. Just watch your time. Okay, so guys, as we cruise through here, we've gone climactic on, let me just double check. One, two. Some would argue that's a swing trigger long on the 15-minute chart. Okay, but we can't swing long, right? We can't swing long into pivots. Right, so if the S&P 500 traders, right, so again, don't enter in the last 90 seconds, please. Right, it's crazy, crazy, crazy time. S&P, you would need to sell down, guys, like literally you would need to stay below your upper OSR. Guys, you need to stay below that if we're going to short over here. So we waited for the higher high. Now we're looking to put our shorts on. Again, if they stay above the upper OSR, guys, we're not going short. The NASDAQ, guys, is going to give an efficient candle to the high side. It will give an efficient candle to the high side. That is a buying signal, guys, not a selling signal, but where the sellers must retrace and must reject first. All right, and the risk is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The risk is too much for almost all traders. All right, so if you are going to trade a climactic reversal, guys, if we do get a red diamond delta short on NASDAQ, guys, because that is an efficient candle, I would suggest the red diamond delta should not be traded on this candle. It should be traded on the next candle. Now, if you're really aggressive, guys, which most of you are not, because you're looking for a very high success rate, guys, you are looking for this candle to stall, and then you're looking for a static bar reversal short or a red diamond delta, which we don't have on either US market. Okay, now at this stage, guys, climactic reversal for the NASDAQ traders. Just be aware, guys, you've got a 3 times rated candle here. That's going to be very hard for the sellers to reverse against. Yeah, very, very hard for them to reverse against. If these guys start blowing their volume up, guys, again on here, they start blowing their volume up. If you're an aggressive trader, you can put a sell order underneath the red candle. So you're basically putting your sell into the panic stop losses, which there will be lots of those panic stop losses because they've just pushed the all-time high and it's failed. Now, if that is you, guys, if that is you, promise me, please, that you normally take that style of trade. You're also going to be using a really, really tight risk control and a very long-range target. Because if this is the turning point, it's going to be pretty impressive. We don't have a red diamond delta yet, guys. That's for the junior traders. And understanding this is a 3-rated efficient candle, guys, then normally they won't reverse for at least 1 or 2 candles. So we might not be reversing for at least another 5 or 10 minutes. So just be aware that that's super strong candle on NASDAQ, super strong buying candle on S&P. There will be a number of people, guys, that have gone long over the top of the candle because it's a 3-rated candle. They waited for the retrace, waited for the rejection, then decided to go long. If you have done that, guys, that's okay. Just be aware that the volatility is 45. The risk is around about 90. So you'd need to make sure, once again, really tight risk control, short range first target, long range second target. Now for the FDAX traders, guys, we wanted to go short underneath the upper OSR at 435. Then we closed on the pre-top and gapped over it, which means I shouldn't have any FDAX traders short at this stage. As I shouldn't have anybody short unless you trade a climactic reversal. Black Delta 50 times 4. Well done, Remy. That's a huge trade. Okay, well done, well done, well done. Remy, I'm thinking you traded the Black Diamond Delta as they broke through the all-time high. This one just here.
Climactic volume on ES.
Yeah, so if you've done that, mate, very, very well done. Is that again? All Remy's done is seen the momentum of the market switch heavily and said, "All right, there's the institutional buying above what was the all-time high. I'm just going to buy the market and just sit on it." So again, you've moved with the momentum of the market there, mate, which is again takes a bit of practice, guys. But that's what the Black Diamond Delta is for, guys. It's designed to pick up these moves and put you into the market if you're happy to just hit the button and buy or sell accordingly. Now, guys, FDAX last 90 seconds. At this stage, we're looking for the 133 fib reversal. So that black line, guys, that black line that's on the chart, we cannot assume a close, guys. We cannot assume a close under the pre-top. We're looking for basically exactly the same reversal we got in the first 2 candles. We're looking for a 427 entry. We don't have permission to trade yet. We've got 59 seconds. We want this selling candle to close like it is. Then we want the buyers to push up, fail very badly, and then we're looking to effectively take the 133 fib extension reversal and this 88.6 reversal at the same time. Okay, now, some of you may have gone long over the top of the efficient candle. If you have, guys, it is a valid trade provided you can carry the risk, right? Some of you have not gone long because the risk is too much. How you can kind of mitigate the risk, guys, really good stop loss lesson. If you ran your Fibonacci up this dominant candle, guys, if you retrace down to the 23 or down to the 38.2 and then get very heavily rejected, you can then say, I'm going to put my stop behind the 23.6 or the 38.2. Because we didn't get a clean retrace, some of you may not be long, guys. And if so, there's no shame, guys, in not being long. We'll just wait for them to run out of steam or give us a new signal and off we go again. FDAX, I need the buyers to buy first, guys. I would suggest that if the FDAX traders buy, guys, if you can put a sell order on at 427 once they've bought above, which they've now done, you're looking at a pretty good trade. Buyers did, yeah, Jurgen, spot on the mark, mate. So we're looking for a short, guys. We just need a really, really solid dual market signal for the NASDAQ traders. As a red diamond delta, if we get a red diamond delta, that means there's institutional selling interest coming into the market. Obviously, those guys that have got the indicators on your chart, you're at a clear advantage to those people that don't. Some of you might be waiting for a static bar reversal short, guys, and we would be waiting at this stage for this candle to close. We want a tiny little SBR short. This is a 3-rated candle long on the NASDAQ, means it's going to take potentially 1 or at least 2 candles for the reversals to actually say, you know what, we've got enough confidence to have a crack at this. FDAX, you've got a beautiful buyer retracement. So probably the last FDAX trade for the day, guys, is a short at 427. It's a short at 427 with a 5-point first target and risk control. Volatility now down at 21. So yeah, 100%. So if you are going to go short on FDAX, guys, you must wait for these buyers to push up. You need them to be pulverized. Right? So just let them sneak in. Guys, what's their volume? These buyers are not very confident. Right? So just let them sneak in. We're going to do a Fibonacci over the top of the turning bar. We need to catch them at Fibonacci, and we need these guys to get slammed at this stage. That hasn't happened yet. So you can very happily, guys, sit your order on the market at 426. If the buyers just push through, guys, and go absolutely nuts now, then, you know, this is why we wait for them to prove that they're interested before we sell with them. If we do get a higher high, guys, at the top here, okay, which we may be getting for the FDAX traders, if we do get a higher high, we'll be looking for a pre-top reversal. Ideally inside the OSR. Would be a little bit more fun, guys, at 435. I haven't got the higher high yet. So I haven't got the higher high. I don't quite yet have permission to reverse the NASDAQ. Come on, please give us a really, really sexy NASDAQ trade, guys. So the only trades we've got today, guys, are the deltas on NASDAQ. And again, if you're not a delta trader or you're not confident with the delta yet, guys, it's a bit of an annoying session, but we also have not had a losing trade, guys, which I think is actually quite important. Just watch the little FESX, guys. It's cruising back up. Okay, gave us a second tier reversal. That worked beautifully. It's now giving us a third tier reversal. So again, this is the buyer's opportunity to try and fail badly or try and succeed. All right, so 90-second rule is about to come in on the FDAX. 90-second rule about to come in on the NASDAQ. I need an incredible static bar reversal, guys, on both American markets before we look to take a short. FDAX, you're about to get a higher high. You've also just tipped into the last 90 seconds. Just, again, guys, forewarned is forearmed on this one. A lot of the FDAX traders are way over their daily goals. Some of those trades taken, like a 5, 10, and 20. That's over $1,000 trade. So just be aware that once you're up around $1,000, you've done very well for a 90-minute trading session. There is no need to take any more trades. So if you're at your daily goal, please be a little bit careful. NASDAQ, sorry, FDAX. All right, so here we go. NASDAQ, we're waiting for this candle to close. All right, waiting for the candle to close. Man, see that little red diamond delta there? I do want to wait for the candle to close. That is the first time the instos have decided to sell this market. Okay, first time they're responding to, again, a failed buying campaign. We spoke about a couple of candles before these guys turn. So 19 seconds, almost 19 seconds until we assess the reversal. Okay, that's the micro trend there. S&P 500 is going to give a very, very strong 4-point turning bar short. NASDAQ is going to be a 4-point turning bar short. As if the buyers retrace high enough, guys, which they're doing at the moment, you want to try, guys, if you trade a red diamond delta, as the highest of these deltas, you would now put a limit order on the highest of those deltas, please. So there is a potential sell order here, guys, a potential sell order at 097.25, exactly where I have my crosshair. All right, the buyers must push up before we sell. And if the buyers are pushing up like this, their rejection must be profound. Again, so let me do a Fibonacci for you. I would suggest, guys, if you're going to go short on this delta right here, you would be looking for a 10-tick risk control point. So you're basically saying to the market, if you're going to come and fill this sell order here, guys, I'm wanting you to move 10 ticks in my favor. Thank you, Mark. I want you to move 10 ticks in my favor. The moment you move 10 ticks in my favor, I'm going to cut my risk off so I can't lose any money. As what we're looking for is we're looking for the buyers to push into the market as they're currently doing and then get absolutely annihilated. So there's the first level annihilation. They haven't quite engaged the sell point yet. Now they're engaged. As what we ideally want the buyers to do is fail badly, and then come back down here, trigger that as a static bar reversal and move down to the 50 fib of the micro trend, which will be effectively the risk control point for anybody, even if they're going for long range targets. We've just got to be very careful, guys, that the NASDAQ is pushing all-time highs. At the moment, these buyers are not impressing anybody. Right, they're not impressing anybody. FDAX has just gone a little bit banshee to the high side, guys. So just let it go, please. I'm just focusing on what the NASDAQ is up to. Okay, 2 minutes. So good timing at this stage. What I'm looking for, guys, is the sellers to engage like that and smash through 10 ticks, right? So they've engaged very, very heavily at that price level. What I'm looking for them to do is move down through the 10-tick target, which I've got here at 094.25. All right, we've had one really good seller impulse. Guys, we do want, if you are on the delta, guys, we do want them to move down through the 10-tick risk control point relatively quickly. You can go for whatever target you want, guys. You can go for whatever target you want. And this is only for those people that trade red diamond deltas. Okay, these buyers are now showing a little bit of personality. I don't want them to get much higher than this. Okay, because we have pushed the all-time high, guys, we've got a nice little push up, guys, got a nice little Fibonacci retrace. If they go any higher, guys, than this, please make sure you've got a stop loss in the right spot. If they push the all-time high again, they're probably going to try and run. We don't clearly want to move stop losses and do silly things like that. Now, FDAX, I've taken my eye off you at this point in time, guys. We'll wait for the candle to close. We'll wait for the FESX to decide what it's going to do with its upper OSR before we take a trade. Okay, I'm just watching what they're doing. At this stage, I've got the S&P 500, guys, gave a 4-point turning bar short and was unable to engage the short. So the NASDAQ also didn't engage its 4-point turning bar. So the ultimate test for the NASDAQ, the ultimate test will be, are they going to sell down? Now, we've got a 4-point turning bar here, goes straight into the 50 fib of the micro trend. So the buyers are effectively trying to buy off the 50 fib. Let's just be very aware. I've got no new trades. We're 20 minutes into the second hour. Okay, buyers are losing control of the NASDAQ in the last 10 seconds of the candle, which is a hint that the sellers might be starting to wade in on the market. FDAX, no trade for you at this stage. FESX, guys, looks like it's closed on and then gapped on. So it's gapped down under the OSR. So at this stage, we've got no trades for the FDAX traders at this stage. NASDAQ, what we're going to do with you, I know I've got some Delta traders that are short at the Delta, right? So please make sure your stop is above the red candle. We don't want these buyers going any higher. If they do, we are going to take a losing trade on the NASDAQ. Again, we waited for everything to occur correctly. If it is a losing trade, guys, please don't take it personally. Again, the market has just decided it wants to keep going. Now, I'm going to, at this stage, guys, we're almost at losing trade status. If so, that would be a shame, having had such a great little session on the European. No, that's going to be a losing trade, guys. So please don't move your stops up or do anything along those lines, because if these guys are not going to turn the market at this point in time, again, we're going to have to wait for a valid turn. Now, for those that trade statically, as if your sell order is sitting here underneath the 4-point turning bar, obviously your sell order hasn't been picked up because of the 50 fib of the micro. If you have traded the Delta, guys, it is a losing trade. I'll write it up as a losing trade. That's very unlucky because we very rarely get a loss. Very, very, very rarely get a loss. Now, again, guys, if the S&P 500 doesn't break into all-time highs again, the same reversal is probably going to trigger a second time, but this time it's going to go further. So please do wait. If you have had a losing trade, please do wait for a brand new signal to confirm. Don't just push the button hoping that they're going to sell down now, because they may not, guys. They may turn around and run back the other way. And we don't want to compound in on a losing trade. So Lee, you got a positive. You got a positive because your ATM triggered really fast. Okay. All right. So that being said, guys, we've had a positive and we've had negatives. I'm going to write that up as a losing trade. FDAX, I've got nothing new for you at this point in time. At this stage, if the FESX does close over the top of the upper OSR, if we do close over the top, then these guys are just going to keep climbing. It is highly likely to drag the US market with it. Okay, highly likely to drag. Now, with all of that said, let me just have a look. Let me have a look. Okay, so we're going to write that one up, guys. Clearly, that is a loss. With the FDAX, guys, I'd suggest the only safe trade. The only safe trade for the FDAX traders is now going to be a pivot-based reversal. We're probably going to run into the end of the session before we pick up that trade. Let me have a look here. So we've got 1, 2 sellers understand step. Okay. All right, so note the climactic volume, guys. These guys are now just buying. So again, if you were an aggressive trader on the FDAX, the black diamond deltas are valid. If you were an aggressive trader, the black diamond deltas are valid simply because the momentum of the market is so hot to the high side. That being said, for the DAX traders, the risk is a little bit too high. Right? Risk is a little bit too high. Now, what have we got, guys? We've got 5 minutes until the session is due to finish. We have had a loss on Nasdaq, guys. I'll go and write that up. We've also had a series of wins on the Nasdaq, depending on how you trade. Which, again, if you only trade statically, guys, it'll be a good little lesson here. If you only trade statically, the static entry, which is beneath this 4-point turning bar, guys, the static entry has not been filled. It was only a dynamic entry that got a negative. And guys, normally it's only the dynamic trades we get caught out on. Again, so guys, food for thought. If you're going to write, if you're working on your trading plan, you might say, you know what, Lockie, I'm just going to trade statically. Every static trade, for example, on the S&P today, every static trade on FDAX, they've all gone, guys. They've all gone where they need to go. Now, with all of that said, FDAX at this stage, you've got the FESX into its R1, so we would need for them to close underneath the R1 before we talk about taking a trade. We can't go long because of the R1. We certainly can't go long because of the R1. So at this stage, we're in a holding pattern now to see what these guys do. For Nazi eyes, we're basically going to wait again for agreement to short or agreement to go long. So if you're looking for a reason to go long, you would need an efficient candle on both American markets simultaneously. For the FDAX, guys, I don't want to send you long because the FESX is into the R1. And again, the Nasdaq, guys, if we do get a valid reversal on Nasdaq, guys, if you do want to trade it statically, you're going to wait for the candle to close in 3 minutes and 45 seconds or so. You're then going to wait for the buyers to show, and you'll enter outside the range of the candle coming back down the other way. Now, at this stage, the buyers are pretty heavy on Europe, which means we're probably going to be buying. We're probably going to be buying on the American market. So the safer trade for the American traders, the safer trade is to wait for a pivot-based reversal, as both the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq to agree. If we get that, then we're in a good place. So as the nutshell from today, FDAX traders, you've had a very, very good session. Nasdaq traders, we've had a loss at the end. We had a okay session if you're a Delta trader, guys. If you're not, then it's basically been a scrub session, which is a little bit annoying. S&P, we've only basically had one trade, but it went beautifully to target. And FDAX, you guys are sitting at about 4 to 5 trades, and every one of them's gone to target. So the FDAX, guys, the FDAX has obviously won today. And for anybody, guys, anybody that is positive today, well done. If you are slightly negative, guys, please don't take it personally. We will simply go back and get it back tomorrow if you are slightly negative. And it looks like the FDAX is setting up an absolutely incredible reversal short. Guys, if the FESX was to close underneath its R1, your volume is still very good. We may be looking at a reversal, guys, on FDAX. Guys, any questions at all? I do apologize, guys. We have had a negative trade, which is very, very rare. Very rare. Yeah, we have had a negative, guys, so I'll write it up accordingly. We've had a couple of positives, obviously one negative on the Nasdaq. If that's the only Nasdaq trade you got, guys, then today's a little bit annoying. There is no question about that. Again, we will go and get it back tomorrow. If you're trading the US pre-market tonight, these guys look very, very bouncy to the high side. If you do get a 15 or 30-minute chart reversal, if you do get a 15 or 30-minute chart reversal, that's when these guys are going to thunder. That's when they're going to run pretty hard. Okay, all right, we can start to get rid of these fibs. We'll get rid of those. Is there any questions at all about anything that we've done? No. Right, so we've got a little bit of profit to get back for the Nasdaq traders tomorrow. Obviously, FDAX, you've had a blinder. Right, shout out to those people that went for long range targets on the FDAX. That's been quite amazing. I think, guys, I can hear young Arlen in the background. Arlen, is that you?
Hello.
Could be. Oh, there you are. Perfect. Gotcha.
How are you?
So in summary, look, good. We've had a loss right at the end on the Nasdaq. That's exactly what we said this time 2 weeks ago. FDAX traders 4 to 5 wins, 4 to 5 victories, to the point at which I even stopped putting circles on the chart because the FDAX traders just killed it again. So that same thing happened last time we were here. The Nasdaq got a little bit difficult. Look at this FDAX absolutely flying. S&P 500 one trade went to its reasonable targets, which is great. Apart from the Nasdaq loss, we had a number of people trading the Delta, and they got 3 or 4 wins in a row, and then finally, right at the end, we got a loss. So I've got a little bit of profit to get back for everybody tomorrow on the Nasdaq. But apart from that, it's been a reasonable day.
Wow. Guys and girls.
And that's all I have. That's all I have.
Well, first of all, Lachlan, thank you so much for another live trading room. Guys and girls in the Zoom, still sorting things out. We are upgrading our technology. We're not going back, we're only going forward. So it's gonna look fun and wonderful for everyone. Lachlan, thank you so much for another wonderful session. Happy to have you here, as always, every Thursday. Just a quick reminder to everyone, we have a no activation fee October. So if you buy a new futures challenge during October, we will waive your activation fee when you pass, even if you pass next month or later on, FYI. So enjoy that wonderful, wonderful promotion. Lachlan, thank you again so much for today. And from my end, I mean, that's pretty much it.
Perfect. Okay, wonderful. Well, Alan, thank you again. TTP, thank you again. And guys, if you are negative on the Nasdaq, we'll go in bed. We'll get it back tomorrow. And FTX traders, obviously, you guys had a walk in the park, same as S&P. So, Alan, thank you. Appreciate it.